Welcome back to the tutorial. Sorry for the delay, but last time I put pause on the tutorial and I sort of lost everything that came after the pause, so I have to do it again. Now, I was done with the song. What I did was I came back and actually reset everything to 6. I was actually done with the song, but that's okay. I can start over again, and at the end of the tutorial I will post a link to the finished song. So if you've been following the song from the beginning, so if ever you feel like singing it, well, you'll be able to. Now, I think that I had done this much last time. Maybe I had done a little more, but I set everything back to 6. And what I just noticed now is that I think I actually spotted a mistake in something that I did before. So that's something you can do now and then when you're setting the pitches. You can turn off, remember these buttons? You can turn off the audio, turn off the MP3 to just listen to the piano, and that can give you a feel for the notes. So for example, if I'm listening to this segment over here, oh, that still sounds great. Feels like the piano is really matching the song. Now, however, this one, now I don't know if I had corrected this mistake in the previous video or not, so bear with me. And let me take off the audio. This one, this little ning of shining, I actually think would sound much better up here. That sounds more melodious than... So let's turn on the audio and see if it fits with the song. Yep, sounds like it fits. So I'm gonna save. Again, click S at any time to save. And what I was going to show you before was how to copy-paste a melody. Now, here's an example right here. This seems familiar. You're looking for the light shining oh so bright. Let's listen a bit. Just to the song, not to the piano notes, just the song. You're looking for the light shining oh so bright, guiding you to find your way to us. Well, I would expect that to be quite similar to what we already did here. And if you're working on a 64 PC, never, ever, ever have your red bar at the beginning of the song and hit play, because it's only going to jam the software. Oh, yes. Why do you bug so? Not a problem. We're simply going to restart the software. I had saved after I put this note, so I'm not too worried. Again, save very frequently. I guess this is just showing you how picky Yass is. It bugs very frequently. So what we were trying to do, let's move the cursor a little, was listen to this. So obviously this is exactly the same melody as the other part that we were just listening to, which was over here somewhere. There we go. You're looking for the light. You'll of course come across this often in songs. You'll notice that melodies tend to repeat themselves. Like the verses, it will be the same verse everywhere, and then the chorus is always the same. And then here and there you'll get something that's unique, like an ad-lib, something that is not repeated in the song. But anytime you get a repeat, you can actually copy-paste the notes that you've already put in later into your songs. For example, let's listen to this one again. So I've selected these notes by simply highlighting it with my cursor. So I'm pressing down and I'm highlighting, and then you can actually control using control. You can copy using Control C, and you can paste using Control V. Now I've copied this, and I'm going to go paste it at over here. You're looking for the light shining oh so bright. It's exactly the same words, so it's a good indication that it would be the same notes. Now let's listen to it again. Actually, for this song, it's got a lot of repeating, so I can do this for pretty much most of the song. There are things that you want to be very careful of when you're copy-pasting a melody. The first is that your melody, it not only recognizes the notes, the height of the notes, but it also recognizes the distance between the notes. So here, for example, you can see 2 squares. Here there's 1 square. Here there's 1 square. And that's important because sometimes either the distance between the notes can change, or sometimes when you've tapped in the melody or when you've set your notes previously, you may have been a little too early, a little too late, and that is going to be changed. When you are pasting the melody, it's going to copy exactly the format the way you first inputted it. So for example, say I made a mistake before, and this your, I tapped it in too early and actually said to the program, hey, the your actually starts here, when we know that it starts here, but I told him it starts here. What happens now if I copy paste is that it's always starting from the first note, so it's considering that this first bar right here is correct, and it pastes the melody from that bar. Now, since this first note was placed at a wrong spot in the song, it means that everything else is wrong. So that's something you want to be very careful of when you're pasting a melody. Take the time to select a couple of notes and just listen to them to see if they're too early or they're too late. Here we can clearly hear so bright when it should be just bright. So either you fix your first note initially. I think this one was here. So either say this one was here, you listen to it, you move it to the proper place, and then you copy paste the melody. Or say you've got it at the wrong place, but you know that the melody is right, you can simply highlight the text and then move it. Again, I'm pressing down and I'm moving it left and right. Move it to where it should be. So I'm moving it a little, and then I want to check. And if I'm not sure, I'll just again take a couple of notes and listen to them. Light sounds good. It could probably be moved to the right a little bit more. Alright, notice that when you select notes and you move them left or right, you're also moving the page markers. But when you copy pasted a melody, you're copying only the notes and not the page markers. So it could be that you end up with something. I mean, look at here, clearly the page marker is in between the notes. And if I go back here, I've got a page marker that's crossing my note, because when I pasted the melody, it did not change anything with the page marker. So you'll have to either right click when you get the red bar, right click and autocorrect it, or you can just take your mouse. If you put your mouse over it, you'll get this horizontal line. Grab that, and then you can move the page marker manually. So you can fix that by yourself, making sure that you've got gaps in between the end of the last syllable and the first syllable of the new page. Now let's listen to a little more over here. Again, that sounds incredibly familiar.